Yo, let me read more of this story for you. My shit's funny. I was just checking it out. Yo, just reminded me of this shit I forgot. But yo, watch this, bro. Yo, this online dating back in the day, bro. This is 2006, I guess. This is a long time ago. Yo, check this out. P still visited his mom sometimes, and when he did, he'd check his messages on his accounts. He got a new number from this girl named Anna, and she was cute. The only problem was she lived in a small town north of the city. P wasn't driving, but the girl wanted to see him. She wasn't driving either, so P needed a ride. The girl was down to fuck, and they had all types of phone sex, so it was only a matter of getting a car to drive down there. He ended up getting his brother Dre to rent a car for him. P paid for it and thanked his brother. He rented out some Pontiac G6 of that year and drove down to Bolton on one of his days off to see her. Pete drove to the plaza on the corner of the intersection by her house. They were supposed to meet and call her. Pete had rented out a hotel not far away and he took her there to chill for the night. They had been talking on the phone for weeks now and sexting and all types of things, so when they got to the room, they were already kissing and rubbing on each other. Pete was hard and she pulled his cock out and started sucking the soul out of him. Pete was loving it and enjoying it. He then bent the girl over and fucked her silly. She had a fat ass and a pretty face, and Pete took advantage of her mouth and pussy all night. Usually books aren't really written like that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like this book. Yeah, that's why I like all my books. Yeah, he fucked her and came in her mouth and put it in her mouth again, and she sucked him off. It got hard, and he fucked her again. They did that for a few hours, and then they ordered some pizza. They had some movies going, but they did not really pay attention. They ate their pizza, then P washed out the bathtub, and he made a bath for them. Then they chilled in the tub for an hour or two, and he fucked her there some more too. It was already late, so she stayed in and fucked. It was already late, so they just stayed in and fucked all night. P woke up while sleeping, fucked her some more. When he woke up in the morning with a hard on, he fucked her again to wake her up. They ordered some breakfast, and then P fucked her some more. He beat her pussy up and came 9 times. He counted two, wondering how. Hold on. He beat her pussy up and came 9 times. He counted two, wondering how many times that. What the fuck is this nigga talking about? He beat her pussy up and came 9 times. He counted two, wondering how many times after Anna told him she never had so much sex before in one day. Yo, I don't know if this was not the last one I edited, bro. I can't find that one. It's in the cloud. I don't know fucking shit. Anyways, she told him she came 27 times and she asked him if how many times he fucked her. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? P had no idea as he wasn't counting. He was just stuffing her pussy and mouth all night. But she told him she had sex. They had sex 36 times. How you know? P asked. I was counting, and I told him. They both had a great evening, night and morning, and they were both happy they had finally met. Anna had to go home, so P gave her one last fuck and dropped her off home, not too far from the hotel. P liked Anna and and they stayed connected. She was far away, but if he could see her occasionally, it was better than ever, he figured. His grind continued, and Hector was doing his thing too. He had teamed up with this guy named Tiny, who was moving bricks. That guy's dead now too. God bless. He got killed a couple years ago. Oh yeah, I posted on my Twitter. I didn't even know it was him. I didn't even recognize him in the picture, bro. But yo, that guy was at my house a couple of times. I don't really know him, but he was at my house a few times. But anyways, Pete told Hector to be careful and to take it easy, but Hector told him he was trying to get into things and that he loved the street life. As Pete left for work, he saw Tiny downstairs waiting for Hector in a new Range Rover. Pete had met Tiny before, but he didn't know the guy. He figured good for him that he was making money as he walked to the bus stop and waited. It was around 6 p.m. as Pete was going to his night shift, and he did his 3 days as usual. The days went fast now as Pete broke the 12-hour days in a way that it made it seem fast to him. He'd bang in 4 hours, then go for breakfast around 11. Bang another 3 or 4 hours and take his half-hour lunch. When he came back from lunch, he'd have about 3 hours left or less, and one more 15-minute break, so the day was almost done. He had his job on lock, and he went home for his 3-day weekend at 7 a.m. after a night shift. He got to his building and saw some blood on the floor. He got to his floor upstairs and saw white napkins with blood on them. He wondered what happened as he looked up and saw there was a bunch of bloody surgical bandages and blood by his doorway. He opened his apartment door alarmed, wondering what happened, to find Ezzy waking up asking him what's wrong. Yo, you guys all right? Everything's good? P asked, surprised as it seemed all was fine. Yeah, why? Why wouldn't it be good? As he asked him. This bandage is filled with blood and blood all over the floor by our door, Pete told her and showed her. Ezzy was surprised when she opened the door and saw the bandages with blood everywhere. It looked like somebody got killed close by. She had no idea what happened and Hector wasn't around. P found out from Hector a few days later that he had shot someone downstairs of the building that night. P told him the guy must have ran upstairs or something because all the bloody bandages were in front of their door upstairs. Hector thought that was weird also as he shot the guy outside. He told P he shot the guy in the stomach and the guy made a sound like when he like ooh when he got hit. P's money was getting up and P's money was getting up and he kept his money in thousands of dollars wrapped up in a rubber band at every thousand, then wrapped together with more bands in a bundle. He bought some dress pants from the store, but they were polyester, and he bought some Clark Wallabies and some dress shirts. P started only dressing in dress pants and dress shirts, and some Wallabies, and trying to look less like in street attire off the streets. He knew the police were out to arrest guys, and they didn't jump on guys in suits. Even in the hood, they didn't jump on some nerdy-looking black guys. Police always jumped on the thugged-out-looking guys that look like they're in the streets. The police see you looking like a street guy and think, look at this guy. He must have some drugs or weapons or something. That's what street guys do. Let's get him. It made sense if you thought about it, and it was no wonder police always jumped on him. P felt P felt like after facing life in jail before and pleading guilty, then making it off the life arranger one piece at 18 in adult maximum security, selling coke before icing hyenas and doing the time, he felt like he had graduated from the streets and decided to only wear dress pants and dress shirts from then on, with some nice dress shoes. Not only did it make him look better, he felt better about himself. He never thought he'd be able to afford some nice dress pants or some nice dress shirts and $200 suede shoes growing up. He looked good and he liked looking good and feeling good. And he noticed when he was dressed nice, everyone treated him much nicer. Not only that, he called him sir and opened doors for him. On the other hand, all his life people before on the other hand, all his life before dressed like a street guy, others tried making problems for him and called him a nigger and a spick and closed doors on him. He preferred to be called sir, and since then he swore to himself he would never wear a t-shirt or a pair of jeans again, and he never did. Everyone always thought he was going to parties and weddings. He found it funny, but it did not bother him. It did bother him being called racist things, and he liked looking good, so it was a win-win situation. The days were going by, and P was doing his thing. Hector was doing his, and he told P he had some problems with some guys in the building, which were moving birds too. Hector had a bunch of guns, and one night, while they were watching some movie in the living room, P looked over and noticed Hector on the couch with his girl, and he had 3 guns. Yo, what are you doing with 3 guns, bro? You only got 2 hands. Send me one, P told him. Hector asked him what he'd do with it, and P told him, I'll do more with it than with my dick in my hands if shit pops off, that's for sure. Hector laughed and sent him one. It was a big revolver, a 4.4 Magnum. P laughed too because it was funny, and he took the Magnum and put it by his hand. It made no sense for one man to have 3 guns and the other to have none if things popped off. P was sick of working, but many months had passed already. He hated that place and the job. The only thing that kept him there for that long was the schedule and the money. He thought what to do if he quit, and he finally decided to take the money he saved and buy a quarter kilogram of cocaine, which was called a 9-pack, as it had 9 ounces. P didn't like the idea, but work money was slow money. At 10 grand, and at 10 grand saved a year, it would take him 10 years to save the minimum of $100,000 he was willing to leave Canada with. He figured if he flipped a few 9-packs, he could get his 100 grand much faster and be able to do his entertainment business with his music and book, and then finally go back home to build his house. P had close to 10 grand saved already, and he was thinking of getting his own place since his money was up. He always wanted a nice spot of his own, so he decided to start looking for one. He had to quit his job. He had not quit his job yet, but he knew that he was only days away. He already had plenty of freakouts there, where he used the huge toilet papers as punching bags, and he could not wait to get out of there and never look back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. He got home from work knowing his slaving days there would be over soon, and he found Ezzy upset by herself. She told him Hector and Tiny got arrested the night before while he was at work, and they got caught with kilograms and guns. She had a newspaper, and it was on the second page in the Toronto Sun. P could not believe it, and he felt bad for Hector. I've been telling him to take it easy from time, P told her. She was sad about it, and P wasn't happy about it either. His life was starting to get better, and he was starting to feel better, and now his friends were suffering right when things were starting to get better for him. They were splitting the rent in three, but now that Hector was gone, they would have to make up the difference. P was supposed to move out, but Ezzy needed help, so he offered to stay there and help her with the rent. She said thanks, and she would talk with Hector and see what they decide. A couple of days later, Hector called and P spoke with him. P asked him if he needed anything and if he can visit, but Hector told him he only got 2 visits a week, and his parents and his girl used them so to chill. Hector told P it's all good if he moved out and not to worry about Ezzy. P told him whatever he wanted, but he was happy about it because he was looking forward to getting his own place before this whole thing started. P told Hector to give him a call if he needed anything, and that was the last time he heard from him, as he never called, and P had no way of calling him in jail. Yeah, bro. P decided he would quit his job and take a vacation and think about what to do again. He was planning on getting the 9-pack and hustling again, but he wasn't so sure after Hector and Tiny got arrested. At work, he planned to do his 3 days, but while thinking about things, he decided, I'm going to quit anyways. What's another day or two? Fuck this shit. Might as well quit right now. P walked to the front office. And a bunch of old rednecks were there talking and laughing, fucking the dog as always. Yo, I quit. Tell Gord I'm gone, P said to them as he opened the door and cut their little party off. They looked at him and said, okay. You know, who gives a shit sort of way. Then as P turned and walked out of the office, one man said to him, say hi to your mother for me. P heard that walking out, and as he was walking out, he thought, well, what's this pussy trying to say? Is this pussy trying to say fuck my mother? What the fuck? Hold on, man, thought he as he turned around and walked back to the office where the rednecks were still laughing and giggling. P opened the door and looked at the man and said, what are you trying to say by telling me to say hi to my mother, man? The man looked at one of his buddies with a stupid look on his face, not expecting P's outburst. While P realized that's exactly what the idiot was trying to say. Yo, watch your fucking mouth, you fucking clown. You stupid fucking idiot. Yo, be careful what you say to people, looking at him directly in his eyes with the thoughts of breaking the man's face open and kicking his head off his shoulder. The man did not say anything. You fucking pussy, P finished, then walked out of the office and went home. You know what I'm saying? That's how I quit that place. Yo, I was working there before, too. Afterwards, too, bro. I worked there like 3 years ago. I was working there. It's like 15 years later, and I quit again. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I quit all my places, bro. They're all fucking clowns, bro. A bunch of fucking special ed losers. Special ed fucking retards, bro. And they motherfuckers think they're smart and their one and only language in some fucking shitty ass slave shop. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? These guys are fucking retards, bro. And everyone's like, yo, why are you even here? Nobody here speaks 4 or 5 languages. Yeah, right? Makes fucking music in 4 languages. Writes novels in his 4th language. You know what I'm saying? Even on the construction sites, bro. Like, yo, what are you doing here? Yo, I had a teacher. We had a test for the working at Heights, bro. The test had like 50 questions, and it was an open book test. The teacher was doing that shit for like fucking, he said 30, 40 years. Nobody. I said I was the first guy to ever get perfect on the test. I'm like, bro, how do you mean? How could I be the only guy in 30 years? And he's like, I don't know, but yeah, you shouldn't be here. I'm like, but bro, it's an open book test. How does not everybody get perfect? You know what I'm saying? It's open book test, but the answers are right there. How does not everybody get perfect on it? He's like, you shouldn't even be in this field, bro. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, yo, I got bills to pay, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been like this. You should have been a professional soccer player, bro. Like, you don't even understand. Been paying the bills since I was like 15, but I left, bro. So I had like 5 years with my mother in my life, bro. I've been paying all the bills this whole time. Not once or twice. This whole time, bro. Every fucking 29 days for the past 300 months. Since before my motherfucker's 20 years old, since before you're born. Every month, though. Not once and then twice or 1 year, 2 years. Every fucking month, bro. Not 1 month passing the past 300 months or more. I didn't drop thousands of dollars just on place to live, some groceries, transportation if you go somewhere or whatever. And that's just a phone bill, and that's just the regular stuff. Never mind extra stuff like smoking weed or drinking stuff, or you going places, or you're shopping, or hygiene products, or this or that, or none of the extra shit, or none of that. Just yo, bro, shit's crazy. Man, God bless the homies. Both those guys are dead too, bro. It's like shit's fucked up. Anyways, man, yeah, that's another sample of the fucking from that one, bro. You guys have a good day, man.